One of Washington's most powerful men takes a stand for family time. Paul Ryan says he will only be Speaker of the House if it doesn't cost him weekends with his young kids. ABC's Lindsay Davis here with more on the conversation Ryan has sparked. Hey, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. At just 16 years old, Paul Ryan was profoundly affected by the death of his father. He says because his dad died at 55, his grandfather at 57, and his great-grandfather at 59, that it gives him a sense of just how short life is and that you have to make the most of it, which is why he is drawing a line in the sand saying he doesn't want to work weekends.
His words now rocketing around Washington.
The last point is personal. I cannot and I will not give up my family time.
Paul Ryan, a candidate to be the third most powerful person in Washington, Speaker of the House, demanding a work-life balance so he can spend time with his family. It's a lifestyle that women have been fighting for years. And now the man who could be 2 heartbeats away from presidency is shaking it up.
For a woman to have said that she wants more work-life balance, I think she would be taken less seriously. And coming from a man, we see that it is positive.
Anne-Marie Slaughter, the woman who famously said women can't have it all and author of Unfinished Business, says Ryan's words are helping to shift the debate.
This will help women as well as men, because this will say that you can be committed to your family and still be committed to your career. And that's a very important statement.
On Wednesday, Sheryl Sandberg awarding Paul Ryan with the Lean In Award, posting, having leaders who weigh responsibilities as fathers as much as their responsibilities to their jobs shows all of us what is possible. Just a month ago, Paul Ryan had pretty much turned down the job.
This is a job where you were expected to be on the road about 100 days a year. Our kids are 10, 12, and 13, and I'm not going to do that.
But now he's willing to try it out, as long as his conditions are met, conditions that not all of his fellow Republicans appreciate.
The Speaker has to work on weekends. The time commitment is not 40 hours a week.
Some of them look at his insistence on spending time with his family and his reluctance to take the job as negatives, and they're saying, why should we give the job to somebody who doesn't seem to want the job?
Others are perhaps more understanding.
Somebody who is so committed to making sure he's there for his children and for his family, as opposed to his political future, is part of the endearing quality of Paul Ryan.
Twitter on fire. One woman posting, since Paul Ryan wants family time, now it's up for discussion. Another writing, maybe now some sympathy for real working parents. His family has always been a central part of his life, posting photos of his 3 children all over his Instagram. But his voting record includes a vote against a bill that would have given federal employees 4 weeks of paid paternity leave. Some now suggesting that while Ryan seeks to preserve his own work-life balance, he's pushed policies that would have made doing so more difficult for others.
In addition to Ryan's GOP caucus blocking President Obama's attempt to mandate paid parental leave, Ryan also proposed cuts to child care subsidies for low-income parents. So you can understand why his current stance might be raising some eyebrows, because here's a guy who just a few years ago said that he wanted to be vice president of the United States, a job that you imagine comes with some weekend duty. And then here's the question of, if this had been a woman making these same conditions, would she have been lauded in the same way?
It's a very good question, but I do think it probably helps everyone. And what made it work for him is he was truly willing to walk away from the job.
Right.
He meant
True.
it.
Right. And I do think it is refreshing to see people who are in public service put responsibilities of their family ahead of just pure ambition.
Right.
So I thought
and that's
that was
significant.
Nice to see.
Yeah. Great job. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay.